In the heart of the Forgotten Lands, perched atop the highest, craggiest peak, stands the Obsidian Spire. Once it pulsed with vibrant, crackling energy, a beacon of magical might. Now it stands silent, a tombstone for the power that once was. Inside lives Alara, a wizard who commanded the very elements, whose name was whispered in awe across kingdoms. But now he is just a man, trapped in a stone cage of his own making, his magic nothing but a ghost of a memory. He remembers the day it all vanished. The air, thick with ozone and the scent of ancient spell books, had thrummed with power. He was attempting a feat no one had dared in a millennium, to weave time itself. The incantation was complex, a symphony of forgotten tongues. He felt the threads of reality in his grasp, the universe bending to his will. But then, a single syllable, misspoken by a breath. Instead of a crescendo, there was a deafening silence. A recoil, a backlash so fierce, it felt like his very soul was being torn from his body. The vibrant colors of magic faded to gray. The power that had been his companion since birth was ripped away, leaving a hollow, aching void. The days that followed blurred into a desperate, pathetic struggle. You would trace the familiar runes, his hands trembling, chanting the words that once shook mountains. But nothing. The air remained still, the stones cold. He'd stare at his palms for hours, willing a single spark to ignite, but only saw the calloused skin of a mortal man. He smashed enchanted artifacts against the tower walls, their dormant magic mocking his own impotence. Despair became his only companion, a cold, heavy cloak that suffocated every sliver of hope. The tower, once his sanctuary of power, was now his prison of failure. One bleak afternoon, while rummaging through a chest of forgotten relics he hadn't had the heart to destroy, his fingers brushed against a scroll case he didn't recognize. It wasn't ornate or magical, but carved from simple, unadorned wood. Inside, a brittle piece of parchment spoke not of spells, but of a prophecy. It told of the Sunstone, a relic not a magical creation, but a pure, natural energy, born from the heart of a fallen star. It was said the stone didn't grant magic, but revealed the power that resides within all things, a strength independent of incantations and wands. A flicker of something he hadn't felt in years, not hope, but curiosity stirred in Alara's chest. For the first time, he saw a path that didn't lead back to what he'd lost, but forward to something new. Trading his silken robes for traveler's leathers, Alara left his silent tower for the first time in years. The world was different without his magical senses. The wind was just wind, not a whisper of spirits. The mountains were just rock and stone, not sleeping giants. The journey was brutal. He faced storms not with a shield of force, but by huddling under a rocky overhang. He outsmarted beasts not with illusions, but with his wits and the simple spear he carved himself. Every step was a testament to his weakness, yet with every sunrise he felt a strange resilience growing within him. He was no longer a failed wizard. He was a survivor. The prophecy led him to a cavern deep within the crystal canyons, where the Sunstone was said to lie. But guarding it was no magical beast or spectral warrior. It was a simple, locked door of immense, solid stone, with no keyhole and no hinges. A riddle was carved upon its surface. What has a voice but cannot speak, and a body but no life? Alara spent days staring at the door, his mind racing through ancient lore and complex magical theory, all useless now. Frustrated, he slammed his fist against the cold rock. The echo rang through the cavern, and then another echo answered it. He shouted, and the cavern shouted back. The echo, it had a voice but could not speak. He laughed, a real hearty laugh for the first time in an age. The answer wasn't about power, but about understanding. He began to tap a rhythm on the door, a pattern that mimicked the echoes of the canyon, and with a low groan, the stone door slid aside. Inside, resting on a pedestal, was the Sunstone. It didn't hum with power or radiate light. It was just a warm, smooth stone. As he picked it up, he felt no surge of arcane energy, no return of his lost magic. Instead, a profound sense of calm washed over him. He felt the warmth of the sun on his skin, the coolness of the stone in his hand, the steady beat of his own heart. He didn't need to command the world anymore. He was a part of it. The strength he sought wasn't in the cosmos, but in the connection to everything around him, in the resilience he discovered on his journey. Elara never returned to his tower. He became a wanderer, a storyteller. He didn't wield magic, but he possessed a different kind of power, wisdom, empathy, and a deep understanding of the world and his place within it. He had lost his magic only to find himself, and in doing so, found a peace more profound than any spell could ever grant. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, remember to like and subscribe for more tales from worlds beyond our own.